Great entertainment.
Hello friends, today we'll be reading Gilberto and the Wind. The author and the illustrator are the same person, and that person is Mary Hall Eates, and she drew the pictures and wrote the words. This story is about a boy named Gilberto and his friend the Wind and their adventure together. Notice the wind marks on the cover. That is to represent wind, so notice that throughout the book. Today's message is, today we'll read about a boy who plays outside on a windy day. I don't know about you, but I love playing outside on a windy day. I feel like Philadelphia is pretty windy, but it is a nice temperature, which I like. So I don't know about you, but I like playing outside on a windy day, and Gilberto and his friend the Wind are going to tell us what they do outside on a windy day. So friends, let's begin reading. I hear whispering at the door. You, he whispers, you. So I get my balloon and I run out to play. Friends, notice that the wind is calling Gilberto. The wind is creeping in through his door. So here you can see the wind coming in when Gilberto opens his door. Now the wind is whispering to Gilberto, which means he's speaking very quietly and softly. Would you guys have followed the wind if it called for you? Let's find out what they do together. First, wind is gentle and just floats my balloon around in the air, but then with a jerk, he grabs it away and carries it up to the top of the tree. Wind, oh wind, I say, blow it back to me, please. But he won't. He just laughs and whispers, you. So you can see that the wind is being really gentle right here, which means it's not moving too much. It's being really light. But here you can see that the wind picks up and brings the balloon in the direction of the tree. How do you think that made Gilberto feel when the wind took his balloon? Yeah, I bet Gilberto was really upset. I mean, he looks like he really liked his balloon. He was trying to get it down. Wind loves to play with the wash on the line. He blows the pillow slips into balloons and shakes the sheets and twists the apron strings. And he pulls out all the clothespins that he can, and he tries on clothes, though he knows they're too small. Notice all the clothes being filled out. The pillows look like the pillowcases look like they have pillows in them. The jacket even looks like it has arms in it. And they're being lifted in so many different directions. So notice here that the jacket's being held by a clothespin, and I actually have a clothespin with me, and a lot of times they can be wooden or plastic. I have a wooden one, and it basically is just to hold the clothes on the line. So like that, it just holds it together, so when wind does happen, they don't just fly everywhere, but the wind is really strong today, and so it looks like some of the clothes will maybe fall off the line. The wind loves umbrellas. Once, when I took one out in the rain, he tried to take it away from me. And when he couldn't, he broke it. So notice, friends, how the wind is trying to take the umbrella from Gilberto. I mean, Gilberto's holding on really strong. And even, I mean, that's crazy. I've never seen an umbrella like that, friends. And I mean, Gilberto's losing his hat. I don't know if you guys remember, but in Matthew and Tilly, they hold an umbrella together. And I bet that's because the wind is really strong, that with both of them, it's not as hard for the wind to take it from them. Gilberto seems like he's struggling. I mean, he's really trying hard to hold on tight to that umbrella. If the gate in the pasture is left unlatched, Wind plays with that too. He opens it up, then bangs it shut, making it squeak and cry. Wind, oh wind, I say, and I go and climb on. Give me a ride. But with me on it, the gate is too heavy. Wind can't move at all. So the wind can't move the gate because when Gilberto sits on it, the wind's not strong enough to push him. Gilberto's heavier than what the wind can push. I don't know, but I have sat on something so it wouldn't move in the wind. Like on a windy day, if I brought a piece of paper outside, I'll sit on it so it doesn't fly away. Or like on a picnic, you try to put stuff on the corner of the blanket so it won't fly up, since the wind won't be able to move that, but it most likely won't be able to move you. When the grass is tall in the meadow, Wind and I like to race. Wind runs ahead, then comes back and starts over, but he always wins because he just runs over the top of the grass and I have to run through it and touch the ground with my feet. So friends, I noticed that Gilberto is on a farm. You can see the barn and even a cow and the fencing in the field. Have you guys ever been to a farm? I have. So give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you thought the wind was going to beat Gilberto. I thought the wind was going to beat Gilberto because Gilberto would have to be really fast for it to beat the wind. And you can see that the wind is so much farther than Gilberto. I mean, he's already over here and Gilberto's only back there. And when the big boys on the hill have kites to fly, Wind helps them out. Wind carries their kites way up to the sky and all around. Friends, have you ever heard of a kite? This is a picture of one, and basically it's a piece of fabric, normally in a rhombus shape, and it has like wooden poles or metal poles or plastic poles on the back of it to give it more of a shape. And basically the fabric is able to be lifted up in the air due to wind. So a lot of people use them on beaches or in big fields like where Gilberto lives. I know I've played with these at the beach. Have any of you guys played with a kite? But when I have a kite, Wind won't fly it at all. He just drops it. Wind, oh wind, I say, I don't like you today. Why does Gilberto say he doesn't like the wind today? Yeah, because the wind isn't cooperating with him. The wind will not fly his kite, which is sad for him because he just saw those boys have their kite and the wind was flying it and he wanted to do it too. Friends, Gilberto looks pretty upset that he can't fly his kite and maybe a little mad. And if you're mad and upset, it means you're frustrated. And I think Gilberto's frustrated because he can't fly his kite. Have you ever been frustrated when you couldn't do something? I know I have. And when the apples are ripe in the fall, I run with the wind to the pasture and wait under the tree. And wind always blows one down for me. And so, friends, a ripe apple means that they're ready to eat. And so apples are ripe during the fall time. They're ready to eat. So apples on apple trees, you during the fall time could pick one and eat one, but only during the fall because that's the season that they're best in. And so here you see, you know, Gilberto eating one that the wind pushed off for him. I have eaten an apple right off an apple tree. I don't know if any of you guys have, but I have, and it was so good. And when I have a boat with a paper sail, Wind comes and sails it for me, just as he sails big sailboats for sailors on the sea. And so here, Gilberto's playing with this whole sailboat, and a sailboat works by kind of the same way the kite does. The wind will push the fabric on it, and it will move the rest of the boat. Gilberto looks so happy that he gets to play with his sailboat. And when I have a pinwheel, Wind comes in place too. First I blow it myself to show him how, then I hold it out and hold it up, and Wind blows it for me. And when he blows it, he turns it so fast that it whistles and sings, and all I can see is a blur. So friends, notice the shape of the pinwheel. A pinwheel is just normally something with a lot of different sides, and it will move in the wind. And so I actually have two to show you here with me, and both of these are pinwheels. And so basically you blow, or the wind will blow on one of the edges and it will move. And so both of these are a little hard for me to do when I just breathe on them, but a lot of them are normally hard to show you if I just blow on them, but I'll try my best. So this is if I blow on it. Obviously you can see that it moves, but it doesn't really make a blur. But if I push on it, you can see that it's kind of hard to see the distinct switches and the colors, and that means it's a blur. Look how like you can't really see the distinct colors like when it's paused. So this is a little flower pinwheel, and they can come in all different types of like styles. And then this is like another flower. So as you can see, this one's a little bit easier for me just to blow on, but it does make a blur. It's hard for you to see the distinct shapes. And so blur is when it's hard to see for you distinctly what it's supposed to be. It's not very clear. Wind likes my soap bubbles best of all. He can't make the bubbles, I have to do that, but he carries them way up into the air for the sun to color. Then he blows some back and makes me laugh when they burst in my eyes or on the back of my hand. Friends, have you ever blown bubbles? I love blowing bubbles. It's so fun, and it's something that you can do, and I actually have bubbles. So we're gonna make some bubbles, and it's something you can do. And when leaves have fallen off the tree, I like to sweep them into a pile. But when wind comes along, and just to show that he can sweep without a broom, wind scatters the leaves all about again, and he blows them in my face. So leaves also fall during the fall time. Just like how the apples are ripe during fall time, the leaves fall. I feel like it would be pretty annoying after sweeping to have the wind just move the leaf pile that Gilberto just swept. So I bet Gilberto's pretty annoyed with the wind right now. Sometimes wind is so strong, he starts breaking the trees and knocking down fences. Then I'm afraid. I run in the house and lock the door. When wind comes howling after me, he tries to squeeze in through the keyhole. I tell him no. Friends, it seems like Gilberto's a little afraid. He's scared and he's fearful of the wind, and that's okay because look how crazy the wind is. And it's knocking down fences and breaking trees. I mean, that is really scary. I don't know if you guys have ever been scared of severe weather, but I know I have. I mean, that's scary to have fences and trees start falling. But then comes a day when Wind is all tired out. Wind, I whisper, oh wind, where are you? Shh, answers the wind, and he stirs one dry leaf to show where he is. So I lie down beside him and we both go to sleep under the willow tree. So I don't know about you guys, but after a long day, sometimes you just want to lay down, and it seems that Gilberto and the wind have had a long day and they just want to lay down. So they're both being super calm. I mean, you can see the wind just straight and not moving. Just a calm day. Friends, I hope you enjoyed Gilberto and the wind, and now you'll be going to group meeting with Khalees.